Hey, squad. Welcome back. Welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome to the Boss Chick Corner. You already know who I am. I'm your girl Kaylee, and you are in the corner. Happy Saturday, and how y'all bossing? So, if you read the title, you know that we are back to business today. I'll be joined by one of my good friends and a returning boss chick to the corner. But before we bring her on, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead, comment, and subscribe for me. You know, you don't want to miss what's going to come next in the near future. And, we keep it bossy, we keep it saucy the best way that we know how. So go ahead and hit that like button, that comment, let me know you here. Subscribe. Yeah. Um, now, coming back to the corner is your favorite K Squad sis, Miss Teresa. Miss Everybody Loves the Pretty Plug. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey girl, hey.
How are we today? How are we bossing today?
Child, we bossing good. We tired, but we've been bossing today. We've been bossing
Yeah.
this week.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. A few technical difficulties, y'all, but we here. We here. Hello. Hey, everybody. So now you already know what's about to come next. Just we know that you are a Jill of all trades, but for the newbies that are here, just give them a quick rundown of everything you got your hands in.
Well, for one thing, I decided to slow down a little bit and try to focus on one thing which I have really become passionate on the last couple of months. I started my vegan food business. I do catering, experience events, and pop up markets. I've actually been in business since December, and just specifically to the vegan palette, there was been two interviews. One just yesterday, so it was
Okay.
an impromptu interview. So that if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Has served well.
Yes.
So it is on my Instagram page. It is Vegan Palette 22. If you want to know what's cooking over there, I do everything. Vegan. I don't use any impossible meat, any beyond meat, or any tofu. For one, they're very high in sodium. So everything you can identify as fruits and vegetables that you'll be served when I pop up or when you're at my experience events.
Yes. And I was so happy to be able to create her logo for her, the vegan
Yep.
palette. Yes, I love it. I love it.
So if you need any logo work or any thumbnails or anything for your YouTube channel, you need your business page put together, this is the person you need to tap in with.
Yes.
She listens, she's quick on the return, and I'm always getting somebody to comment on my logo. And actually, a couple weeks ago, we went and made lipstick. I should have put it on today, but I have a green lipstick that matches the green that's on my logo now.
Yes. Love it. See, I love when my girls go ahead and just pop my ish for me. So I ain't even have to do that. Look at them. All right, before we get into it, I'd like to do my this or that. So let's get into that real quick, just a few.
Okay.
Um, Rooftop or street views?
Rooftop.
Okay. Museums and sites or shopping and coffee?
Museums and sites. Then shopping and coffee, but first the museum and sites.
Got you. Okay. Hiking or spa day?
mm, Both, but I'm gonna say I need a spa day so bad, so I'm gonna go with spa day.
Yes. Okay. Winter or summer?
Summer.
Yes. Okay. So we have officially planned out one of our meet and greet, our itinerary. So y'all leave a thumbs up if y'all want to see a vlog series, and drop some dares in the comments for us so that we can make these vlogs interesting whenever we meet up. I would definitely be visiting the Houston area, and
Yeah, you need to come on.
yes, we're overdue for the what it was that you mentioned, the aerial
For the aerial
yeah,
yoga, we're overdue for that. We're overdue for some of the Boss Babe meetups. I actually won some Kendra Scott jewelry last night. So
oh,
these are the things that you're missing out on.
I know.
Tomorrow is the Mimosa Market. Um, the Buy Black Market was earlier today. I also went to the business contract clinic. So yeah, you need to hurry up and plan your trip so we can
See,
get moving in there.
this is why she is everybody loves the pretty plug. She always knows what's going on.
Yeah, and you miss Melon and Minds. They had a Black Mental Health Conference. You
Okay.
just been missing all the good stuff.
Don't rub it in. Don't don't worry. I'm gonna get there. Don't worry.
The
All
good
right.
thing is there's always something going on. So whenever you come, we gonna make it happen.
That is true. That is true. And I know you'll know. All right, you guys, it's time. Let's get back to business. Now, today's topic, as you can see, it was basically, dude, just keep it professional. And I know us as business women, we run into a lot, a lot of different things. And being a woman in business, I feel like sometimes we get the short end of the stick. Uh, Men don't take us too seriously when they first meet us, because the first thing that they are thinking of is something in the sexual sense. Other women, they see us as competition, or just may even think that we're beneath them. So it's a lot of judgment going on. So it makes it harder to be taken seriously when you're just first starting out. Have you had any experiences with that? And just let me know what the perceptions that you have picked up on.
Mm, which one should we start with?
Mm,
Um, well, let me throw this one out there, which was the weirdest scenario that happened a couple of weeks ago. And this was involving business, friendship, and
mhm,
the homegirl that you see out.
mhm,
So I was invited out to come watch a game. In the midst of me, well, I was late getting there for one because I had other stuff to do. I had Boss Babe stuff to do.
okay.
So then I got there, and one of the other companies that I'll partner with, as far as if they need me to step in and help with an event that they may be popping up with, I'll go ahead and make sure that their brand is represented. So one of the people I had not seen in a while, like it had been months, like I think it was the end of football season, maybe.
Okay, so yeah, it's been a
And
while.
yeah, and we were watching mm, maybe baseball or something. Anyway, it was months later, maybe like 5 or 6 months in between. And I was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, let's get a picture. Show your business partner or whatever."
Right.
And said person, someone has papers on said person. We'll put it like that.
Mm.
So I only recognize the person that the papers, who has papers. So in the meantime, the home girl that see y'all, hey girl, hey, how you doing? Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. So when I went to sit down to talk to him, I was like, you mind if you slide down a little bit so I can, talk to her or whatever. Well, I didn't know that evidently somebody had a crush on somebody, and I was accused of cock blocking, but I was just speaking to the friend whose business that I've helped out when
Yeah.
they could or could not be there or to keep business flowing. And I didn't even know that I had caused the disruption. Like,
So they felt like you stepped on their toes, basically.
yeah, but I've heard two different versions of the story. But the
Mm.
last time I seen said homegirl, she put her head down and wouldn't even speak to me. And I was like,
Mm.
over somebody that's somebody else. has papers on.
Yeah. So, okay, so I know women, we are emotional creatures. I'm a Cancer, so I be feeling the feels. And, you know, we have to separate a lot of that when it comes to business, because I think that's what a lot of people automatically think when they see a new woman owned business. And then don't let it be a woman of color. So now we have the angry black woman or the petty black woman, the attitudinal person. So we get a lot of that because of the attitudes. And as you can see in that sense, you definitely got some attitude based off of
Mhm.
assumptions and judgments.
Right. And it, like I said, it wasn't, and I mean, she said there was no, ooh, let me see you last night. Ooh, blah, blah, blah. It was like, hey, how you been? I ain't seen you. How's business? It was
Yeah,
all
business, basically.
business. Like,
Networking.
what's been going on? And in the meantime, I started this bit. Oh yeah, my son's vegan. Yeah, okay. Well, both of y'all can follow me. Maybe he can come when he's in town. It was just the whole dynamic of it that there
Yeah.
was nothing like, "Ooh, you my boyfriend. Ooh, I like you." No,
Yeah.
it was just straight like catching up. It was for real, just catching up. So you may be the emotional person. I could tend to be the jerk at times. So the next time I seen him, I had some tissue, and I was like, "Here, this for you going to jail." Oh no, 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 it wasn't even like that. Blah 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 blah. I was like, so yeah, that was the wildest story as far as just trying to catch
Wow.
up business wise. Like, how's your business? How's your business? How and somebody else that got hurt feelings, which was cuckoo for cocoa
Yeah.
puffs.
See, and
But
that's what I mean. They see and they saw you as competition in the personal sense. And I mean, you know,
I have no desire to be on that plateau. I
like
was just talking to my buddy that I had helped out
right.
in their business, type of thing. And yeah, that was weird. The next scenario would be woman related, since you brought that up.
Uh-huh.
I think we talked about this when I told you I had partnered with a young lady for a market months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and it was agreement to split the vendor fees,
Mm-hmm.
and we had meeting after unnecessary meeting before. Um, she had four vendors. I recruited four vendors. It was only eight vendors. I was one of the vendors. So it wasn't a whole bunch of money, but I was like, hey, go on and cash out me the money because we put it all in one pot.
Right.
And she wrote me an email and was like, well, since I'm working a full time job, I'm going to need you to do this, that, and the third. And I need you to write down everything you did to contribute to this market. And yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, wait a minute. This was supposed to be a partnership, and you were writing me a letter like we are employer employee.
Yeah.
So um, I wrote the first part, and then I pulled back to not have the. Yeah, I was pissed off, but to not have such the angry black woman perception, and I asked somebody else to pretty it up for me, but they
Okay.
started helping me kind of pretty it up, and then they left me unattended. And I think the two lines that they gave me, they might or may not. Yeah, I think they kind of stayed in there, but it kind of ended with, "I see that you think that this is an employer-employee situation, which was supposed to be a partnership. Let me break down what partnership means." And then it ended with,
Yeah.
best luck in your future endeavors, which
Yeah.
could have been, you could go on and go to hell. But I did call and she wouldn't answer the phone and send me a text talking about, I'm really tied up this afternoon. I'm gonna call you back. I got your
Yeah.
email. And there was no response to the email. I think a few days later, I had an email that said, hey, I want to give you a space at the market for free. And I was like, didn't you understand that best luck in your future endeavors means um, move
This no
around,
longer exists.
move
Yeah.
around and leave me alone? So um, crazy thing is I've been networking in a new circle, and someone has told her about the circle. But when I walked in, she was talking to three people, diverse three people,
Mm-hmm.
and they turned around and saw me, and they was like, "Oh my God, Teresa, hey, hey!" And she just dropped her head to the floor. And then the next time, I had a message for someone she was talking to, and I was polite, like, "Oh, excuse me, I need to give her a message, and you can go back
Right.
or whatever." But last night when I was in the networking event, somebody had brought up her name and was like, "Oh, do you know the person that does this market and blah blah? I think you all should partner." And the person who was event we were at, she was like, "Yeah, I do think that you know." And I kind of, we gave the black people eyes and was like, so then I text
Yeah.
her, um, we don't talk about insert her name. I was like in my Encanto voice. Have
We
you
don't
seen
talk
Encanto
about
the Black
Bruno.
Bull? No, yeah, we
Girl, girl.
but yeah, we don't. And that was the other female thing. But the clear people
Mm.
female thing that we always appear as the
Yeah.
angry black woman too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm glad you kind of brought that up because it makes me question your particular business style. For me, I'm structured, but I'm flexible. Like I like to stay on task, and but
Hmm.
I can be flexible and be attentive and be relatable at the same time. So it doesn't feel like I'm being a stuffed shirt, but I do like to stay on task. So by you mentioning how she had the interaction as if you worked for her, I've
Hmm.
had that quite often too. So how do you like I said, I hear you from the email standpoint, but if it's a phone conversation or in-person interaction, how do you handle that based off of your business style?
Um, I try not to do any cursing, but I am very direct,
Hmm.
and I'm very direct. I'm very to the point, and it's like I'm very black and white. So I'm not really good with gray. The Lord's working on me. I think maybe I don't know, but I think that's how He created me. So I'm not really sure what's really going on. But we're going to talk in facts. I don't like the gray being in the gray area. I don't like
Right.
to be in the confusion. So I will go back to this is what was stated. This is what was said. This is what we agreed upon. You know, and then we can move forward with something else. But um, I'm not for the shits.
Got
I'm
you.
sorry, I'm not for the shits.
See,
So um,
I'm really like get in there, get out. Get in there, get out.
if it's something that you want me to work around, I can work around something. I can correct. I can do that. But don't um, don't come with the shits. Like if you decided, let's just say, for instance, like I had a person that was like, "Oh yeah, I want to try your food. Just fix my plate, and I'm gonna go on and pay you." Well, he never asked, like, "Hey, what's on the menu today?"
Yeah.
So I fixed the plate. He went to go wash his hands and came back out the building. Like, "Oh, I don't really like mushrooms." Well, you never asked what was you just like, give me some of what all you got.
Yeah.
And then he said, "Well, can I trade one of the mushroom ones out for a jackfruit one?" I was like, "No, that's fine. I mean, like, let me go ahead." I was like, "I'm just gonna give you the jackfruit one and we'll be done because I can't take the food back because it's
Right.
nasty. So let me. I'll make the adjustment. I'll give you another one, but here you go."
Yeah. You
Mm.
right, Q. She is. No nonsense at all. None at all. But I can agree with that. As a designer, I get that a lot. Like, yo, do your thing, but this is what I want on it. But then when I show you a draft, oh, I don't really like that color. Like, you have to at least give me something
Something.
to work
Mm.
with, so that don't go do something that that I do something that you don't like. So definitely be clear in what you need.
Yep.
Um,
So yeah. So like
do
I
you,
said, I can work around most things, but just don't try to play me. That's all.
yes, and there's a lot of people that will. So do you feel like you are easy to approach when it comes to your services?
Yeah, because I'm going to outline as far as what is there. So right now, I'm in the process of planning a brunch for 6 to 7 women.
Okay.
So I decided to take a different approach to it. So when the lady she called and she was like, "Hey, I want to do this brunch, yada yada yada," I say, before we go any further, before I start planning, can you check with your people to see if there's any food allergies, any food sensitivities, or is there anything that they just don't like?
Mm-hmm.
That way, we're not working backwards.
Right.
And I'm so glad that I did that and approached things that way because my list was tomatoes, red onions, plantain chips, papaya, and bananas. But a lot of my items that I had been putting out that I would have threw on the brunch menu would have,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So instead of having to say, I made this menu up and now I got to go back and change it out, I
Right.
started with a menu that did not have any of those items in for for them to pick from versus here's 17 items and now 10 of them got to go because they got tomatoes, red onions, plantain chips, bananas,
Right.
the regular breakfast stuff in there. Um, so using that approach to make sure that I'm putting your food allergy sensitivities first and making sure that we do a check-in about that first before we go any further and not
Okay.
waste, either one's time or any of that. Um, Also to be keeping with it being genuine as far as the food space because I've been in this observing before I jumped in it a lot of the practices of some of the other vegan and vegetarian juice people and
Mm-hmm.
seeing what they do as far as behind the scenes, in front of the scenes, preparation, and those type of things. Like for the longest time, it took me so long to find a truly vegan bun because what I had my choices was wheat or potato. So, most people that are vegan don't want wheat because of the gluten. They may be vegan because of gluten allergies or they just can't do gluten. So that
Yeah.
was a struggle for me. And then the potato one had traces of soy in it. So I'm trying to keep my stuff soy free. So it was just like, be upfront and honest with you. These are two choices that I got. I don't even really like these two choices that I got, but which one do you want?
Right.
But now I have a complete vegan bun now, and I can feel confident in, hey, here's my completely vegan bun. Now I have a vegan tortilla. Hey, here's my completely vegan tortilla now.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I'm putting out there to make sure that my clients know, yes, the vegan palette is the vegan palette, not the kind of vegan palette or the kind of this or
Yeah. I
yeah.
like the communication of it. Like, look, I'm working on it. I'm working on it, and now I have it. Here you go. So I love it. Love it. So with the people that come to you, what are some of the usual tones do you normally see when they're addressing you, and do you feel like that tone that they introduce themselves with is a reflection of how they value you and your services?
So let me start with business to business.
Hmm.
So there's quite a few people that's in the vegan space here in Houston that are doing pop-ups, doing the same kind of thing that I'm doing. Either their own food trucks or their own trailers, or they're popping up with their table like I am, or popping up at different events. Um, Most of them have been very friendly um, as far as we've been sharing information. Like if I know where to find vegan buns and somebody asks me or they be like, oh, I don't have a vegan bun, I can give you that distributor. So now they're happy with whatever they're doing. The distributor's happy because now he has more clients
Right.
and we're keeping it vegan all the way around. Or hey, try my food, try this, try that. We'll swap stuff off. We're supporting each other's events, those type of things that are I've given free food to a vegan person, that would be considered my competition.
Yeah.
Actually, my one of the girls that does her, she has her own niche. But she went to Austin one day, and I was like, "Hey, you're in Austin. Can you bring me some cheese?" She ran out of town. I mean, ran out of time that time. So I was talking to her on the phone. She was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to Austin next week. Make sure you text me what cheese you want." She brought me cheese back. Matter of fact, she brought me a whole charcuterie tray back.
See, that's what I'm talking about. There is enough space for everybody, and there is a bond that you can create with a network of people. And it brings me back to this: hang around people who show you how to get some money instead of showing you that they just got it. Like, I got the secret. I ain't gonna show you how. Like, it's enough room for everybody, and you're gonna have your own set of people. That's your target audience. Might not be mine, but at least I can still help you.
Yeah. And then the funny thing is, on the customer perspective, I have a lot of people that'll come and be like, "I really like meat," but they're curious. So they've been getting food. The crazy thing is, most of my customers, especially for the experience event that I do, are not vegan. I have yet to have one vegan come to my experience event.
Hmm.
So the last event was definitely full of meat eaters, and now the meat eaters are bragging on the thing like those are my best advertisers. If you go to my page on Instagram and you watch my testimonial reel, I'll have to look again. But if there's anybody that's vegan on there, it's probably one person. Like
Wow.
even one lady, she enjoyed the vegan ceviche so much that she even put a R in the word. So so which
Yes.
is crazy because I would have thought that my target audience and the ones that would be cheering for me would be vegan and vegetarian, but those are my flexitarians that's been rocking with me. And um, I actually went to an event when the guys here is running for judge, and he was there, and his fiance was like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "Yeah, I went and had that vegan meal and went to support." I said, "It's the vegan palette, and I think that they need food vendors here, and I'm gonna ask this place if they need you here." And he started
See?
telling the other people, and he's been tagging me this week for some different, in while he's campaigning, he's also tagging
Yeah.
me in the post with him, and he tagged several pictures from the event. And a lot of them will start off on their testimonial reel. "I'm not vegan, but this is what it is, and this is how it tasted. This is good, blah blah blah." So that is the what I've learned. So and who's
Okay.
receiving me. Now I do have some vegan people that are coming, but like I said, my ride and dies are my flexitarians.
Yeah, and I love that it seems like it's a happy tone, and you said curious. So,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I like it. I like it. You also just mentioned networking and how you're moving around in different spaces. What are your networking methods that you're currently using other than those?
Okay, so my every Friday, except for this Friday, for the last 5 or 6 weeks, I've been going to the tech space that we have here. We have a new tech space called the Ion,
Okay.
and they have this thing called Cup of Joey.
Hmm.
So, um, for the most part, most people there are supporting each other in the space. Um, if it ain't nothing but an introduction to somebody else, or I'm having this event, I want to know what your calendar looks like, or where are you going to be so I can come out and support you. And that's going around the whole room.
Okay.
So even to the effect that I was supposed to do a bigger event, but the promoter was, I don't know what the promoter was doing, but I had asked the guy who built his robot if the robot could come with me. And he was like, if we're in town and we're available, it's nothing on the schedule. He was
Yeah.
willing to bring the robot and have him stay but it was going to be marketing for both.
Okay.
And even with the partnership with the rum distillery that I'm working with to do an event there once a month, we met because one of the other vegan chefs had something there. And then I was like, hey, we should do something together. And actually, I paid for the first one and, just to run a test run or whatever. And he was like, well, my Friday nights are kind of slow. You want to start doing something? I was like, okay, cool. So the first event was kind of slow. The second event had the attendance was better. He did a
Okay.
tour. I had my people, and my people came and they bought drinks from him. They bought bottles, so it was a win win for both.
Right.
So
Was
our
that
next one,
the happy hour event?
that was the first it was the rum me my kebabs, and I did that one was slow. So then I took some of the stuff down and lowered the price.
Okay.
So I'm just doing the pineapple fried rice bowls with two sample appetizers. So that one was a
That
couple of
sounds
weeks
good.
ago, and it was well attended. Which the other funny thing is, most events, they say that it's always more women than men.
Yeah.
This event was the total opposite. I had more more men than women, but it was he did the tour, he did a tasting, which was a bonus because I knew he was going to do a tour, but I know he was going to do the complete tasting, so he did the tasting. The next one I plan to do another activity to have along with whatever he plans. So um just so that's been a networking tool. Another one has been I've made up my mind I'm going to do better with going where people see me on Instagram doing different stuff, because I had been kind of behind the camera and just doing post pictures of the food and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But my when I look at my insights
Yeah.
of who's viewing when it's actually me on there and versus who's viewing the
When it's just the
number,
food.
yeah. So that's my goal, is to get some more content. I'm just trying to figure out as far as content what I should be doing, and the interviews. So I've done two exclusive. Well, this makes number three since we're talking about the business now.
Yes.
But the first one was with lady from the I met in the Hispanic community, so I got
Hmm.
some exposure to that community, and I was on her radio show, and then I was on a radio show yesterday, impromptu, which is going to lead to a couple of other opportunities with his business partner. So I will keep you in the loop about those.
Please do. Please do. Okay. So I am going to get us over to some more
Mhm.
scenarios. I have a few,
Okay.
and I would love to hear your take on how to approach it from the business side, customer side, just to give both sides a few tips on how to handle it. So I'm either just run you down how the conversation went, or
Okay.
just general. All right. So the first one, this was personal. He was like,
Okay.
"I need your services. I just know I could put you on. I could change your life. I know the members of Escape. I'm directing these three movies with Left Eye Sister and the girl from Brenda's Got a Baby. I'm opening up three restaurants. Just call me the
Wait a minute. Wait a
serial
minute. Wait a minute.
business
Wait a minute.
owner."
Stop. What? Pause. Pause.
Ye-
Pause. So Brenda had that baby when I was a teenager. So how old is Brenda
Brenda
then? And
grown grown.
where has Brenda been all these years?
Probably probably in Tubi movie.
Okay, but go ahead, carry on. I'm sorry, I just was wondering because I never heard nothing else about Brenda since Brenda had a baby. Well, go ahead, carry
Yeah.
on.
So he's like, I got all these connections to get you where you need to be, and I'm here to challenge you. I'm gonna be responsible for making you the best in the game. Now, once did he mention what he needed?
So no meeting to meet Brenda or the other young lady that ain't such a young lady anymore, or none of these people he was gonna put you on to. Not no no no. Or those people in Mississippi or Memphis right now, or was you gonna get flued out, or what? No, no, no. Okay, all right.
But he need my services though. That was
What
what
service
the
did he request? Was it background vocals? I mean, was you gonna tell the story of what happened to Brenda in this time? I mean, I'm just trying to understand what services were you gonna provide to
so
me.
the person who sent him to me is a design client. So I was supposed to be working on a movie poster.
Uh huh.
That's what it was.
Hmm.
But before, like, I didn't even get a rundown what the movie poster was supposed to be about, is because you sitting up here bragging and trying to flex with all these.
Okay. Well, yeah. I say move around, and focus on something else. That's right there, because it
Yeah,
sounds like that's on the road to nowhere.
yeah, it was a whole that was a whole thing, and I'll share that with you later. I'll share that one with you later. All right, so move around. All right, the second one. Um, I would say this is a vague person. So they'll be like, I need your services. Here's the date, the time, the location.
Hmm.
That's it. I get them to fill out a questionnaire. I explain the payment process, and then they just go ghost.
And never to be heard from again. Yeah.
Yeah.
We-
I had one. It was somebody. She was said, "I'm about to start a business. I need a logo." So I'm like, I need to understand your brand. So here's the questionnaire. Fill that out. And she was like, "Okay, I'll fill that out when I get out of work." Like, and I
She's
didn't hear
still at
from her.
work.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
don't know why people be calling just to waste folks' time with no agenda, no insight, no anything. Yeah.
Like as a
Here's
as a business person, I appreciate that. Like when someone takes interest in what my purpose is, knowing, my purpose is my passion. So if this is something that you're really trying to do and somebody else is trying to invest and portray that for you, because the first thing that people are going to see is your logo and the things that you market. And somebody
so
paying attention to that, yeah.
here's the thing, the logo story. I'll share my logo story.
Okay.
So not the pretty plug, but the vegan palette one. So I had been pushed to get this business off the ground, and I kept saying I didn't have everything that I need and kept putting it off till last November when I went to a pop up. And one of the people that was pushing me to do it was like, "So when you getting started?" And this was like time number 17 that I'm hearing, "When you getting started?" And there was a young Hispanic girl with a card table and some Tupperware, and that was it. And her little food items, and she was making raw tacos, and this is all she had. And so the light bulb went off, and I was like, people are buying stuff off this card table, and her just in this Tupperware container, and she making money. So I took my phone and showed the pictures to two people, one who was running that market and the other one who was running had another market coming up. And the other one, she said, "Oh yeah, sure. You don't have any, we don't do any soy, any Beyond Meat, any of that." And I was like, "Okay, cool. It's none of this in these pictures. I can work on it." I did my first event in December. So thus I booked that event, and you were getting ready for graduation. And then I was like, she was like, "Oh yeah, here's the dates, here's the information, here's the fee, and send us your logo too." And I was like, "Huh, okay." I don't have no logo. I was like, "Okay,
Oh,
sure." So then in the midst of it, I text you and I'm like, "Hey, you know how they say do it ugly, do it bad, do it this way, just go ahead and do it and get started." And you was like, "Yeah, I need to know how to do more of that too. That's on my list of things to do." I was like, "Yeah, I know you're getting ready for graduation, but I need a logo." But when I said I needed a logo, did I not send you, "This is what I want. I want XYZ. Can you do this?" So
yes.
it was like 10ish that morning, 9, 10 o'clock that morning. By 3, I had approved. By 10, I had a logo. So here I am sliding, pushing it on over to her, like, "There's my logo. Hey, here it is." Like, in that slight delay thing. But when you have an ideal of what's going on and you send a person some, at least something that they can go ahead and kind of start working with, then it works a whole
Yeah.
lot better just than, um, I don't know what I want. And I hear that all the time, like when I'm at these networking meetings or at these business clinics or classes or whatever, someone will be like, "Yeah, I need content, but I don't know what my content should be. Can you figure out what the content should be?" And it's like, "But
Hmm.
that's you." Like, you
It
said that you'll do
represents
something and you're
you.
like, "I don't like that. I don't want that." But you've never given the person any kind of hand or any kind of nothing to do with
Hmm.
that. So that's my spiel about my quick
Yeah.
logo, how it came up. But
And it represents you. You even said, I want green.
mhm.
And I know green is your thing. So yeah, it's you. And that's why I want people to understand when I asked you the question of define your brand for me, somebody told me I had an interesting question for them one day. So I was like, when you think of your brand, what images come to mind? At least come with that, and that
Right,
starts with something.
right. So the I don't know if you can see this.
Oh, oh, oh.
So I have earrings too, but something is going on with the resin that the girl is using. So she's
Yeah,
gonna give it another try. In this Texas heat, they keep warping
yeah.
or coming apart or doing something weird.
I
But
love
she's
it.
working on getting it redone. But I got these done because I was wearing different earrings. Like I have some orange bell peppers, I have some Kermit the Frog from the Muppet Babies. I have some different earrings that you don't see all the time,
Yeah,
and then the different lip colors. So either people, I don't have to go approach people. People are approaching me because they want to talk about the earrings or the lip color
yeah,
or whatever, no matter how obnoxious the lip color is. But it gets them talking, it gets the people going.
yeah.
It's provocative because nobody knows what it is.
Yeah. So you found your
But
thing, and that's
it
how people
actually gets,
approach you.
yeah, it gets it going. So I don't have to come across the room and start talking to them. They're over here like, huh, interesting lip color. I really like the lip color, or blah blah blah. So that, or the earrings are like, I say, yeah, they're my logo on my earrings. So
I'm so
yeah.
proud.
Um, versus doing a t-shirt all the time, or versus doing there's another guy that we network with. He has his book cover is on his sneakers and his backpack, which I was like, see, that's what I like. That's a different kind of branding.
The sneaker
Um,
thing would be me.
yeah, so they look like some the slip on Vans,
Uh huh.
and then he just has like the scheme of his book on there. It's a book of poetry or something, and then it's a white backpack with the
Yeah.
theme of the book on there. So just thinking outside the box, and then there's another, excuse me, another girl that networks with us. She's doing her business card on a poker chip.
Yeah.
So that would be my advice for anybody that's looking to
Find a
brand.
way to stand out.
Find a way to stand out. Find your niche on what's gonna people are gonna remember you by, or what's gonna start a conversation. Versus everybody got their little logo stitched on their shirt, on their little polo, or on their t-shirt.
Hmm.
Um, but like I say, find something different. We had the guy over here with the robot he brings with him. We have what else have I seen that's been really unique? I don't know, something else will come to me, but just find something. Then you have, people make these little bands and stuff. I don't know what the thing is, but people will wear your bands and
Yeah.
do that. So that would be my advice on branding that I've learned since then. Now, my other, I guess, unprofessional customer
Hmm.
scenario would be I had a guy to try my food last week at a pop up, and he was like, "Yeah, these mushrooms are really good." I had like a fajita taco instead of the steak doing the portobello mushroom,
Yeah.
and he kept saying, "But it needs some meat." So next time when I come visit, he was flirting. And he was like, "When I come visit and you cook for me, wait, 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 what now? Yeah, when you come, I'm gonna come back and visit. I want you to put meat in my food." Um,
Yeah. You
and
text me about that when I was like, but nigga is vegan.
right, and some vegan powder. So my business card has my business number on there. So he's texting my business number like, "Yeah, when I come back, I'm just gonna need some meat on my food when you cook for me." Like, no. The other one was I had a guy to text me at 8:30 on a weekday, 8:30 a.m. Pull up. What now? Yeah, I'm on the south. I was like,
Wrong number?
what were you on? Like, so he was like, oh, so here I go. So me and the vegan palette, we have a very full day today. We're going to be going to a whole lot of activities. So now the vegan palette has become a person. We have a full schedule today. I don't know when we're going to get done with our full schedule, but we're booked solid today. So when are you free?
The vegan palette is not.
Look, free? What do you have planned? Oh, nothing. I just want to know when you're free. Never. So I didn't respond. And 2 hours later, he was like, so never mind. It was nice meeting you, but I don't think this is going to work. Okay.
Hmm. So, okay, now you mentioned the next one that I was thinking, the flirt. So, so this person was like, "Yeah, I need you to do this." Gave me all the details. Of course, I mentioned payment information and the process. Then is maybe I could fly you out to come to this event, or maybe I can buy you dinner, or maybe I can drop this off. No, no, pay me what I asked for and keep it professional. So I had to break down myself like this is a business transaction. This is a business transaction.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Here's the other scenario that I got. Um, I supported a person that I know. They were having these events. And before they started having these events, they said, hey, I'm finna start having these events, and I'm gonna have a regular food vendor, and I'm gonna have you as the vegan food vendor. Okay, okay. Well, let me know, um, when the dates are for this and how many people and stuff, and we can work from there. Okay. So event number one happened. At event number one, they had a food truck in the back with no vegan vendor, but it was $20 to get in the event. But I got a text message say, "Hey, come to the event. I got you." But there was $20 to get in the event, and the $20 included um, alcohol, beverage for the ladies when we got there, and a plate. There was no vegan option, and I'm not really drinking right now. So I'm like, why am I paying $20? But yeah, somebody else at the door, and the person I was with was like, I'll just pay $20. You can get us next time. And I was like, but there's nothing here for me to eat. Second time, oh yeah, I'm gonna take care of it. You're gonna be good the next time. Blah 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 blah. Okay, got there. There's two vendors, food truck, lady in the back, and both of them made. I don't know what it was, but it was the same bland ass, bland ass pasta recipe because it was same jar of syrup. I mean, same jar of sauce and the same jar of whatever noodles. And I was like, yeah, no, this ain't it. But it was like a cheesy sauce. I don't even know what it was, but it wasn't. Oh well, uh, she uh she was like, yeah, I'm gonna make this, and then she was trying to charge me, blah blah. I was like, oh okay. I say, but you told me you was gonna have something here for me, and you've charged me yet again for this. Now I've had quite a few events, but I've had the two specialty events since I'm working on these. Oh well, we got you next time. So here comes event number three for them, and my event just happened to be on the same day as their event this time. I didn't do it on purpose; it just happened to be like to fall
Yeah.
like that. So he calls me over. He was like, "Hey, I want to show you something. Look what I did for you." And I was like, "What you do for me?" And he said, "Here, read this text message." And I was like, "Okay." But there's been a request for some vegan egg rolls. I'm like, who requested vegan egg rolls? Like, and something else. And I was like, so I'm reading it. I'm like, okay. And then the person says, whoever was catering is like, we don't do vegan food. It's not a choice on the menu.
Mm,
And I was like, so what am I missing something? What am I reading? He was like, oh, I wanted to show you that I
I
tried to fix you
tried.
something.
I
I
tried.
said, who requested this right here? Because this is not nothing I would have requested. I said, and beside my event is on that day anyway. Oh, ugh. So I seen him the other day. He was like, hey, you see my event? I say, hey, I'm not supporting any more of your events because you're not supporting my event. Don't be like that. Why would you be like that? Because I've been hungry at two of your events that you said there was going to be food there for me and you wanted to charge me, but everybody else is eating and drinking off their $20 and I'm sitting there with my stomach growling.
Yeah, that's inconsiderate. And if there, if you know you're inviting people who have different, you know, food preferences, at least you could have hired a second person to do that. But that lets me know that that's not your target audience.
Well, you said that you were going to hire me and you said you was going to take care of the food. Either way, this is two different
Right,
bamboozle, hoodwink, led asunder
right.
scenarios you have put
Then
me in.
then
So,
stand on his word. Yeah.
yeah, so I was like, okay, that's cool. It is what it is, but just don't just tell me you fend for yourself, bring a plate, or I was like, waive my $20 or something. Or quit inviting me. How about that? Let's do that. Like,
Find
you
another
know,
way for me
like,
to, support you, or, something that'll be more reasonable. But that, like I said, that lets me know that his intentions weren't is one sided anyway.
hmm so that would be my other unprofessional scenario.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't have my friend going out hungry like that.
right, stomach just growling, everybody else eating and having a good time, and I was like, I ain't drinking, so what are you charging me for? I ain't gonna drink $20 of them little bitty bottles of water because these are waters you get. You don't even get the big bottles. It ain't even Fiji. It's just purified little miniature bottles of water.
Mm-mm. Girl,
One step from the field. No.
I think I deal with a lot of people who have big egos, because this last one, they were like, your services are fly, your flyers are fly, but they're a little bit more ethnic, than I would prefer. But I still think it's fire, and I still need you to do something for me.
So when they say ethnic, what do they want? Do they want unethnic people on there? What ethnic? What does that even mean?
I
Like, are
that's what
they
I'm trying to figure out, what did that mean? Like and you say you like it, so what do you need it for? And that was the same thing. Whatever the first thing that they had me to do was a similar event to what some of my other things, were presenting. So you're basically trying to target the same audience that this. Okay, I'm going to say it like this. So my customers dictate what the design looks like. So if you have a said ratchet event, it's
hmm
going to be a ratchet event. If that's what you want to call it. It's gonna be more hip hop looking. If that's
Yeah.
what your event is. If you are a business person, let's say you're a doctor, because I had a doctor reach out to me for some more work impossible billboard. That's gonna
Mhm.
be more clean cut and less chaotic with the design.
Right.
So you dictate what it is. So if you come to me looking for a trap party, what you expect is gonna be.
So you should have Laura Ingalls sitting in the middle of the field with I don't know, like
Girl, so it's just those things. Like, you threw shade at me and then expected me to execute. And that's not nice. It's very unprofessional in my opinion. Especially, if that's what you were about to go for too. Like, don't make me feel beneath you in some way. And that's what a lot of them like do. So
Yeah. Oh, the last, here's the doozy of the
okay, that's like,
unprofessional scenarios, business to business. So I did an event, a pop up market, and I was supposed to be the vegan food vendor, and there's supposed to be a regular food vendor. Most days, the regular food vendor makes more than the vegan food vendor because people are on regular food diets.
mm-hmm.
Um, the lady that was there, who was the regular food vendor, put vegan in front of all of her food items except for the chicken, even to the effect that she put vegan on the strawberry lemonade. I asked her, no shade, but I was like, so you got vegan cookies. What egg substitute did you use for the cookies?
Yeah.
And she said, it's a powder. I said, is it the powder that comes in the egg carton or is it something different? She told me she wasn't done setting up when she was completely done setting up. And I was making her nervous. And then she would come and tell me what it was later. She, yeah. Later on, she came over to my table and was talking and said that she had cancer and she was plant based for a while, but she got a taste of some meat. And once she got a taste of the meat, she could not let the meat go. And she will not become plant based or vegan or whatever until September. Um, so, yeah. And I'm pretty sure that the strawberry lemonade had regular sugar, which the reason that people that are vegan do not do sugar is because it's processed through
With
bone
lunch,
shards.
yeah.
So I'm sure that it was regular sugar in there. And that is what was my top unprofessional thing.
Yeah,
Um,
that's weird. Why would you do that? Just because you went off of your vegan lifestyle, you make everybody else do it too because you now you're labeling everything as vegan.
but the chicken, because you couldn't put that it was vegan chicken, but everything became vegan. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Just for the sake of the name. I think that's why she did it, just to see. It's some weird people out here. That was something that you didn't even have to tell a story about. You didn't even have to lie about them. Anywho. All right. So any tip like let's sum it up. The tips that we have for remaining professional. Keeping it professional.
Um, keeping it professional would be knowing your brand. Would be is very important. Um, doing everything to be accountable. We all have stuff that happens that could happen, but even if it's something as simple as, hey, it's been some days that traffic or I've tried to time food just so it'll be just right, so it'll be hot when I got there, certain
Yeah.
things, and time kind of got away from me a little while. But if you just simple text message to say, hey, something happened, I'm leaving the house, I'm running about 5-10 minutes late, just to give somebody the heads up. Um, those just to communicate with folks about that. Um, being authentic
Hmm.
um, is a tip. And then right now, like I said, I did kind of jump out in business with this one, ugly scared, just to see if it worked, blah, blah, blah. But once you get to that point that if you do it, to backtrack and start dotting your I's and crossing your T's, and to take advantage. I don't know about in other states or cities, but I know here there's so many free programs that you can get into that will help you with your business. So starting next week, I have the orientation for the Sure program, which is sponsored by University of Houston. There's another program here that's sponsored by Houston Urban League that I'll be taking part in. They're going to be running simultaneously. So there's that. But those are free resources. Each city or state or whatever should have SBA. They should have SCORE. They should have some other programs to make sure that you tap in with them. The other thing that I'm learning too is to the relationship with a bank. So find you a bank that you can actually talk to the people in the bank versus trying to do everything where you got to talk to 99 different people with 99 different people online to and interview your banker. So I've been talking to different bankers to see who I want to, to handle my money and who
Yeah,
I want to work with. Um, versus every time you come in, even if you are coming into the bank to talk to somebody different.
yeah,
Um, and there should be something that you start a conversation about your business to let people know that your business is out here and what you're doing. So those are my tips.
love it. So definitely get your ducks in a row with your business.
Mhm.
I'm going to speak more so on the customer side and working networking basically. So make sure your approach is always respectful.
Right.
Um, don't come off as self-centered and absorbed and superior. You need a service because you lack that inability or that time, and the person that you're reaching out to have the skill. So it's an equal interaction. Never make anyone feel like they are lesser to you. We can't do everything by ourselves. Even though as beginner business starters, we sometimes have to take on several roles, but when we do
Hmm.
reach out to other people to help, make sure you're not being a butthole. Just
Right.
plain and simple. Make sure you're not being a butthole. Make sure that it's something like if something that you need, you're just shopping around for quotes. Make that known. Never let anybody start something knowing that you're not about to pay for it. That's that's wrong. Um, don't devalue a person in their services because, like I said, obviously you were looking for it, you were interested. So don't do that, and don't expect things for free. Let them offer if they would like to do something for you for free out of the kindness of their heart, because you're probably not going to expect to do some work for free.
Right.
Stuff costs money. Resources cost money, so it takes money to make money.
Yep.
Yep. So okay, squad. That's all we have for today. Teresa, let everybody know where they can find you. I know your overall your umbrella brand is Everybody Loves the Pretty Plug on Facebook
Yep. And you
and
can find me.
and
Yep.
Instagram.
And Instagram. And we have Vegan Palette 22 on IG if you want to know about vegan food and vegan food options. Um, if you're in the Houston area and you need some good vegan food, meal prep will be coming, but you can also reach out to me. And if you need to order something in between time, or if you want to do a pop up or an experience event, you can always attend one of those or even plan one of those. Um, and we can get you taken care of. Um, Holiday menu will be coming out soon, and we'll be doing a tasting for that. And I do have a couple of interviews. I do have some clips from some of the events that I've had before. So make sure that you follow and hit your alerts. And maybe one day, who knows, I might be popping up here in your city for an experience event. So I look forward to connecting with you all. And if you follow me on Instagram or on Facebook, I will follow you back. Oh,
Yeah.
before we go, that's
Mhm.
the last thing I have. If you have a business page, open your business page up and stop making people wait to be accepted because they requested you. Because they may be ready to do business and they got to wait for you to accept their request. They're on to the next person.
Yeah, so you can utilize the setting up a Facebook business page, or Facebook is now converting regular Facebook pages into business pages where they can just follow. So if you reach, I think now if you reach a certain amount of friends, it'll kind of transport you over to the business page. So pay attention to that, or just go ahead and open the Facebook business page. And with that, Facebook allows you to simultaneously post with Instagram. So pay attention to your schedulers and your calendars so that you can make sure you're marketing on a regular.
Yep.
Yep. So yeah, that's what's up. If you have any topics that you want to discuss with me, anybody, you're welcome to hit me up through Facebook Messenger here, or email me at the email address that's scrolling at the bottom. Teresa, this is your second home, and I appreciate you for making the time to chop it up with me today.
Yep. I can't wait till you plan your trip, honey.
Yes, we're gonna make that happen. We got quite a few things to work out for the rest of this year, 20 to finish out 2022 really nicely and start 2023 on a greater note. We're gonna speak it all into existence. Everything is gonna work out as planned. All right. Until next time, squad, keep it bossy, keep it saucy, and don't forget, tell me how you bossing. All right.